Good morning and welcome again to another Making Mondays Matter. I trust that you have had a wonderful weekend and that your week last week was productive. Sometimes we don't always accomplish all the things that we may have set out to do in the previous week, but we have a brand new week to make a go at it again. And those things that you may not have gotten right the last time, there's an opportunity for you to fix that and make the best of this new week and then new opportunities. This morning, I want to pause for a little while and look at the subject of facing your fear. Facing your fear. To fear is human. Fear is a natural response to anything that threatens us, the dangers that are around us. The challenges come, however, when fear starts to be the dominating force in our actions or inactions in many cases. When it starts to become and govern what we do or don't do. Fear really is there just to highlight for us what the challenges and risks are. It is not there to prevent us from doing what needs to be done. And that's really what I'm speaking to. So when we face our fears, I want us to recognize the risk that may be involved, but then get on with doing what needs to be done. When we focus on the things that we are fearful of, oftentimes it paralyzes us. Oftentimes we see all the things that can go wrong rather than considering what can go right. There's that saying that goes 100% of what is not attempted is never achieved. And fear has that capacity of preventing us from even attempting in the first instance. Yesterday, for example, we looked at the great prophet Elijah. This is during church I'm speaking about. A great prophet of God, and who had faced down 450 prophets of Baal. For those of you who may not be familiar with the Bible, this was just a test that this prophet went through as he faced down his opponents. But needless to say, there were 450 of them, and there was one of him. And he successfully faced them down. He should have been afraid at that point in time, but he trusted God and he got on with doing what he was called to do. But later on, Queen Jezebel threatened his life. She just threatened. Yes, she had the capacity to carry out her threat, but all it was a threat. And Elijah ran and ran and ran and ran. He ran away from what God was calling him to. To cut a long story short, God caught up with him in the wilderness. And the first thing God told him to do after he had revitalized him and comforted him, he said, go back the way you came. And one of the things there that we recognize when we looked at this great prophet, as great as he was not achieving what he was meant to achieve because of fear. And only when he was willing to face that fear and get on with the job at hand was he able to accomplish other great works. And this applies to us also. So many, especially young would-be entrepreneurs, languish in jobs and situations that drain the life out of them because they are afraid to do what needs to be done. They are afraid to take that next step. And so their potential, their talents go begging. I want you, as you go into this week, recognize that there are some things that are going to cause you concern. There are going to be some things that would even cause you genuine fear. What you are to do in those cases is to analyze what it is that is causing you the discomfort and see what you can do to, one, mitigate against it, and two, get on with the things that you need to be doing. The last thing you don't want to be doing is nothing. You don't want to be just sitting doing nothing. In physics, we often say it's easier to keep a body that is in motion moving. It is harder to move a body that is at rest. And so keep moving. If there's something that concerns you, seek out the help that can help you assess it. Look to see what needs to be done for you to go to that next level. And so this week, I want you to step out in faith, face that fear, and go forward into this week and flourish. Because it's only when you do what needs to be done that growth will take place. So don't let fear paralyze you this week. Don't let fear paralyze you into your future. Recognize it for what it is, and then go out and do what needs to be done and be successful. This is David Ince for Living Successfully Inc. for another Making Mondays Matter. And so have a wonderful week, a successful week. Remember, face that fear and flourish. For you joining me on my YouTube channel, I want to encourage you to hit that subscription and hit that notification bell so that when new content comes up, you can be notified of it. Also, share this with others so that they too can flourish. So have a wonderful week and see you again next Monday.